To talk about the future in English, you typically need to combine two pieces of information: when something is happening and what you are going to do. We start with the seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. These 12 months organize into these 4 categories, providing the broad timing for your upcoming plans. Identifying the season and month provides the necessary context for your schedule. It allows you to frame your plans within the larger cycle of the year. To be more precise, we use ordinal numbers. The first 3 are unique: first, second, and third. From 4 onwards, the numbers generally follow a standard pattern by adding a th to the end: fourth, fifth, and sixth. For many learners, this th sound requires practice. To produce it correctly, you place your tongue between your teeth and push air out as you say the end of the number. Consistent pronunciation of these th endings helps ensure your listener understands exactly which day you are referring to, reducing the chance of a simple misunderstanding. To state plans, use a formula: subject, verb to be, going to, and an action verb. Example: I am going to travel. Never skip the verb to be. For negative statements, place not immediately after to be. While we write going to in formal contexts, you will often hear native speakers shorten this to gonna during casual conversation. This formula is a foundational structure for discussing upcoming plans. Mastering it gives you a reliable way to communicate what you intend to do. In some languages, you can ask a question just by changing your tone of voice. In English, we physically change the order of the words. To turn the statement, "You are going to stay home," into a question, you swap the positions of the subject and the verb to be. By moving are to the start, the sentence becomes a question: Are you going to stay home? This physical inversion signals to the listener that you are asking for information, not making statements. To ask for specific details, like a location or a person, place a what word, such as what, where, or who, at the very beginning of that inverted structure. Let's apply this to a Thanksgiving scenario. Fill in these 2 text messages out loud. The first becomes, I am not going to do anything special. The question becomes, where are you going to have the party? The glowing be verbs show their correct positions. Adding what words to the inversion rule lets you gather specific details about any scheduled event. We can now combine everything. You have the date, August 2nd, the season, summer, and your plan: I am going to have a party. A friend can ask for more information by using the question inversion: Who are you going to invite? By combining these vocabulary and grammar blocks, you can participate in clear, functional conversations about your future plans. Here is a summary of the patterns discussed. Use this as a reference for dates, affirmative statements, and the structure for questions. Keep an eye on common pitfalls. Remember the tongue placement, and always include the verb to be in your future statements. Approaching the English future tense as a logical formula will help you communicate your intentions with clarity and accuracy.